Have you ever felt like you were on the verge of a big change, but something always seems to block the way? Then know that when God decides to open a door, nothing and no one can close it. This video gets straight to the point and shows you how to recognize God's action and opportunities that only He can provide, opportunities that can transform your life. As you watch, you'll discover practical and powerful signs that a new phase is about to begin. Imagine what it will be like when that door that seemed impossible to open finally opens for you. How can you be prepared to receive something so great and unexpected? This is the time to strengthen your faith and learn to be attentive to the signs that can change everything. No matter how many doors you've seen close, God has something specific prepared for you, something that no one can stop. Let's explore together how this can directly impact your life and why He has chosen this moment to act. Are you ready for this transformation? Often we are so immersed in our routine that it's hard to see when a unique opportunity presents itself. But God works in detail, and the signs of a door He has opened often come unexpectedly. Start by paying attention to small coincidences, because nothing is by chance. God may be sending you clues that something great is about to happen. One of the first signs of a door opened by God is the presence of peace, even in the face of a new and uncertain path. When He is opening a door, there is a calm in your heart, a silent certainty that this is the right path. This peace is essential for discerning between any opportunity and an opportunity that comes from Him. Another sign is when resources, support, and people start appearing almost out of the blue to help pave the way. People you hadn't even imagined begin to collaborate, new ideas emerge, and circumstances align in a way that seems unlikely. When this happens, it's a sign that you're standing in front of a door that God is opening. Often this process also involves the closing of cycles. When God opens a new door, He can close old doors that are no longer part of His purpose for your life. When you feel the need to move away from environments or people that aren't aligned with your new moment, it's a sign that He is directing you towards something greater. Recognizing a door opened by God also involves actively listening to His voice, whether through prayer, inspirational reading, or even advice from people of faith. God can speak to you in various ways, but it's important to be attentive, constantly seeking wisdom and discernment. The presence of unexpected challenges can also be an important sign. Sometimes when God opens a door, obstacles arise to test our faith and determination. These obstacles, rather than being barriers, can be confirmation that we are on the right path and that, with perseverance, we will overcome each one. Another sign is when you feel a strong call in your heart, a motivation that you can't ignore. This sense of purpose, that this is what you have to do, is something that only God can put in us. It's a force that drives us to act, even if fear is present. Sometimes the signs also come through external confirmation. You start to hear words of encouragement from unexpected people. You receive messages that seem to be speaking exactly to your moment. And you even find Bible passages that reflect what you're experiencing. God uses these elements to show you that the way is open. Finally, when God opens a door, He also gives us the strength to walk through it. Even if the road seems long, there is a conviction that we are not alone. This confidence is a gift from Him, which allows us to see what lies beyond the door and to prepare ourselves for the blessings He has prepared. Sometimes we wonder why certain opportunities that seemed so promising end up not materializing. When a door closes, it can be painful, but it's important to realize that God sees beyond what we can see. He closes doors to protect us from paths that aren't the best for us. God uses these moments to teach us to trust Him, even when we don't understand the reason behind certain situations. Closing doors can be a way of strengthening our faith, so that we can depend on Him completely without questioning His plans. Another reason for closing doors is preparation. Sometimes we need time to grow, develop skills, and mature before receiving a greater blessing. God knows the right moment when we are ready for what He has prepared for us. When God closes a door, He may also be protecting us from something we can't see. Perhaps on that path, there are challenges and trials that we are not yet ready to face, and He wants to spare us until we are prepared to deal with the pressures that a new phase may bring. Closing doors is often God's way of redirecting us. Sometimes we are so fixated on a plan or idea that we can't see other possibilities. By closing a door, He guides us onto a path that is more in line with His purpose for our lives. In these moments, we are forced to seek answers in prayer, to listen more carefully to God's voice, and to align our desires with His will. This process of seeking and surrendering helps to mold our character and strengthen our faith, preparing us for something greater. God also uses closed doors to teach us about patience. He knows that we often want everything yesterday, but His timing is perfect. This learning is essential so that we can value every blessing He places in our lives, knowing that it comes at the right time. Finally, when the great door opens, we realize why the others had to be closed. God's plan is always better than ours, and looking back, we see that each closed door was a necessary step, so that today we can enter something bigger and more meaningful. To have faith is to believe in the invisible, to trust in something we can't yet see. It is through faith that we are able to stand firm, even when we don't have all the answers. When we wait for the door that God will open, it is this faith that gives us the certainty that He is in control. Patience, on the other hand, is the ability to wait without giving up. While faith connects us to God, patience helps us to persevere in His time, which is not always our time. Often God uses this period of waiting to mold character and prepare us for what is to come. Living by faith and patience also means giving up immediacy and quick fixes. In a world where everything is so fast-paced, God teaches us that some things are worth the wait. Learning to wait on Him is an exercise in trust that strengthens us spiritually. Faith allows us to see beyond the circumstances. Even when the situation seems difficult, faith gives us the conviction that there is something greater going on. This feeling prevents us from giving up in the face of challenges and helps us stay focused on what God has promised. Patience, on the other hand, is what helps us endure the quiet moments when it seems as if nothing is happening. Patience makes us realize that while we wait, God is at work. He is setting the scene for something special, even if we can't see all the details right now. One of the greatest examples of faith and patience is Jesus Himself, who waited for the right time at every moment of His life. He shows us that trusting in God means going forward without anxiety, with the certainty that the reward will come. This example inspires us to move forward with courage. Having faith and patience is like planting a seed and waiting for harvest time. We know that the seed is growing, even if we can't see it. When the time is right, it will bear fruit, and that fruit is God's response to our effort, our trust, and our patience. In the end, faith and patience make us stronger. We learn to trust not only in what God can do, but in who He is. With this trust, we come to see every challenge as an opportunity to draw closer to Him and to prepare ourselves for the door He will open. When a new opportunity arises, especially one that comes from God, it's common to feel a mixture of excitement and fear. It's natural, after all, we're facing something bigger than ourselves. However, it's important to remember that fear doesn't come from God. He calls us to trust and move forward with courage. Doubt is one of the first barriers that arise when we face the unexpected. Questions like, "Can I do it?" or "What if everything goes wrong?" are thoughts that often try to paralyze us. Overcoming these thoughts is essential if we are to follow the path that God is opening up. Remember, doubt and faith don't go hand in hand. Doubt tries to take our vision away from God and lead us to trust in our own strength. When we remember that He is in control, we find the strength to carry on, regardless of what may come. One of the steps to overcoming fear is to place every doubt before God in prayer. By opening our hearts to Him, we confess our worries and ask for His help to move forward. This connection brings peace to our hearts and clarity to our thoughts. Overcoming the fear of the unexpected requires a change of mindset. Instead of focusing on the risks, it's important to reflect on the opportunities and possible lessons that this new phase can bring. Seeing the new as a challenge helps us deal with fear in a positive way. Remember that God never calls us to a mission without giving us the tools to complete it. Fear often arises because we feel we don't have what it takes. But by trusting in Him, we realize that He empowers us at every step. Another strategy for overcoming fear and doubt is to remember past experiences where God has been by our side. Looking back and seeing how He has already acted in our lives gives us confidence that if He has helped us before, He will be with us now too. Having the support of people of faith is also essential. Sharing our doubts with those who understand the spiritual journey helps strengthen our faith. These people can offer us advice, prayers, and a perspective that we may not be able to see on our own. God reminds us in His Word to be strong and courageous. Verses like "Fear not, for I am with you," Isaiah 41:10, reinforce that He will be by our side every step of the way. Keeping these verses in mind helps us fight fear and uncertainty. When an opportunity comes from God, it brings challenges that allow us to grow. Overcoming fear is part of the maturing process and prepares us to deal with other opportunities that He will place in our path in the future. By overcoming fear and doubt, we become witnesses of how God works in times of uncertainty. This experience not only strengthens us but also inspires others who may be facing similar fears. In the end, overcoming the fear of the unexpected gives us freedom. We are freed from thoughts that limit us, and we are able to move forward towards the purpose that God has prepared for us, with confidence and determination, ready to face whatever comes our way. The first step to entering the door that God has opened is prayer and gratitude. Recognizing that this opportunity has come from Him allows us to begin this new phase with humility and gratitude. Praying about this door and asking for guidance is essential in order to walk through it with wisdom and discernment. Next, it's important to prepare spiritually and emotionally for this new phase. When God opens a door, He invites us to grow, and this may require us to change some habits and develop new skills. This is the time to strengthen your faith and trust in Him. Another essential step is to plan your actions responsibly. Entering the door opened by God doesn't mean that the path will always be easy, so getting organized and setting specific goals helps to make this journey clearer and more focused, aligning your intentions with the divine purpose. Trust in God is essential, but self-confidence is also important. Believe that God has opened this door because you are capable of facing it and thriving in this new environment. Remember that He sees qualities in you that you may not even realize. Maintaining an attitude of perseverance is another indispensable step. Challenges and difficulties may arise, but knowing that you are on a path guided by God is what will keep you going. Persevering means not giving up, even when the path seems complicated. Finally, share your experiences with others. Witnessing what God is doing in your life helps to inspire those around you and even strengthens your faith. Entering God's door is not only a privilege, but also a responsibility to bless other lives with this journey. Keeping the door open requires constant commitment to the vision that God has planted in your heart. This means being in tune with Him through prayer and reading the Word. Strengthening this daily connection keeps your direction aligned with what He wants to accomplish in your life. Humility is essential to maintain the blessings that God brings. When we enter through the door He has opened, success can give us a sense of self-sufficiency. However, remembering that it was God who opened that door and that we are acting in His grace helps to keep the right perspective. It's also important to keep seeking wisdom and discernment for each new phase. Keeping the door open involves dealing with difficult decisions and discerning what is or is not in line with God's purpose. Asking for His guidance in every choice is essential if you don't want to stray from the path. Another point is to maintain a posture of gratitude and generosity. Recognize and be grateful for every achievement, and be willing to share your blessings with others. Generosity opens doors so that new opportunities continue to arise. Discipline and perseverance are indispensable for staying on the path. Many people start their journey with enthusiasm, but over time they lose their rhythm. Staying disciplined and focused on the initial purpose helps sustain the success that comes from God. Finally, never forget to give the credit to God. Share your testimony and recognize His power in all your achievements. This not only glorifies God, but also strengthens your faith and inspires others to seek a true relationship with Him. When we experience something extraordinary that comes from God, our story becomes a powerful testimony. This testimony is not just a reminder of the blessings we have received, but living proof of what God can do in the lives of those who trust in Him. Sharing this experience strengthens the faith of others and inspires people to seek their own path with God. Witnessing what God has done in your life is also a form of acknowledgement and gratitude. By talking about His action, you confirm that the blessing was not just for you, but an example that He is always acting, caring, and answering our prayers in unique and surprising ways. When we tell how God has opened doors in our lives, we help other people see that faith and waiting are worth it. Many may be going through times of discouragement or doubt, and hearing your testimony could be the encouragement they need to keep going. Experiencing something that only God can do teaches us to depend on Him more. This impact is not limited to the moment the door is opened, but accompanies us, strengthening our journey of faith. We come to realize that, even in times of difficulty, God is preparing something for our good. Finally, the impact of witnessing a life guided by God transforms not only those who live it, but everyone around them. By sharing your story, you plant seeds of faith and hope in other people's lives. This is a powerful spiritual legacy that inspires and motivates many to seek God's presence and direction. If this content has inspired you and helped strengthen your faith, take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. This helps us reach more people and share this message with those who need to hear it. And don't stop here. Continue your journey of faith and check out the other videos on the channel to go even deeper. See you in the next video.